In level 3, we will be doing the same skills we did in level 2, but in the context of word problems. So we're still going to be writing equations of a line, but it will just look a little different. Okay, so looking at this example, number 6, as an Army recruiter, Mrs. Cooper is paid a daily salary plus commission. When she recruits 10 people, she earns $100. And when she recruits 14 people, she earns $120. What we need to pick out of this is that we actually are given 2 points. 10 people earns her $100. We can think of that as an XY pair. 10, comma, 100, where X represents people and 100 represents how much she earns. And then we also get that 14 people earns her $120. That's another ordered pair. 14 people earns $120. So it's another XY pair. Now, how much does she earn per recruit? The hint is to find the slope. Basically, we're going to use those 2 points that we just found, and we're going to use the slope formula. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if this is my x1, y1, and my x2, y2, I find the slope. 120 minus 100, subtract the y's on the top, subtract the x's on the bottom, 14 minus 10, and we get 20 over 4, which equals 5. And that means she earns $5 per recruit. Okay, now in the next part we're supposed to write a linear function p of x to model this solution where x represents the number of people she recruits. And we want to write the answer in slope-intercept form. Now, we know the slope. The slope is 5. We found it in part A. And we know 2 points. If we know points and the slope, the best equation to use is point-slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And we need to pick one of the points to use. And you could use either point. You could use 14, 120 or 10, 100. I'm going to use 10, comma, 100 as my x1, y1. And so I write the equation in point-slope form, and we get y minus 100 equals, for m I put in 5, and then x minus the x value of the point, which is 10. Now we want our answer to be in slope-intercept form, so just like we did in level 2, we change this to slope-intercept form. First I distribute, and we get y minus 100 equals 5x minus 50. And then I would add 100 to both sides to get y by itself. And we get y equals 5x plus 50. And instead of y, I'm going to write p of x because I want this to be in function notation. P of x equals 5x plus 50. And that's my function. So I could use this function to figure out how much money she would make for any number of recruits. Okay. Part C, what is Mrs. Cooper's daily salary? That is, if she recruited 0 people, how much would she still make? If we plug 0 into our function that we just wrote in part B, P of 0, if she has 0 recruits, 5 times 0, because she makes $5 per person and she's got 0, gives us 0 plus 50. So she makes $50 even if she recruits no one. And that's like the y-intercept. Okay, in part D, how much would Mrs. Cooper earn in a day if she recruits 20 people? Now we're going to plug in 20 people for x, so P of 20. And we get 5 times 20 plus 50. So again, I'm plugging it into this equation from part B. 5 times 20 is 100 plus 50. We get $150. And now for this last part, how many people did she recruit if she earns $200? This time we know how much she's earning, but we don't know how many people. So we're solving for x. So we're going to say 5x plus 50 and set it equal to 200. So I used my equation from part B. I set it equal to 200 because I know she makes $200 and I'm solving for x. So first I would subtract 50 from both sides. We get 5x equals 150. And then I divide both sides by 5. And we get x equals 30. So that means she had 30 recruits if she earned $200.